Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7:06 p.m., November 25th, 2025. I'm moving to Seattle in a week, so this is the last time I'll be able to do this. I haven't been making any devlogs lately because I stopped work on the voxel engine to work on a totally different project. But here we are in the voxel engine. I'll just fill you in on everything that I've accomplished in the past few months before I dropped this. But we got let's start off with the profiling system. I followed Handmade Hero, and Casey demonstrates a very nice way to profile your own code, and so I have that demonstrated here. I've got like this little texture drawing thing. I use this to learn how Perlin noise works. I started in 2 dimensions just so I could visualize it, and then I went to 3 dimensions. And there's more settings here, but I can't remember how to get the different versions of it working. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Oh yeah, okay. So I got like I can't even remember what it's domain warping. I got domain warping working. I got little sliders in my UI system. I'm not using IMGUI. I wrote this whole UI system from scratch. I can increase the resolution, but it's going to start tanking the performance. But it looks pretty. Oh yeah, it just snaps to the top because as soon as we get below a certain frame rate, the input gets all wonky. But yeah, that's like domain warping on the noise. I just experimented with noise a bunch until I understood it well enough to get basic 3D voxel noise working. So we got that. We got, man, please. Yeah, okay, so here's the skeletal animation system. You can see as this guy moves around, we got all these different channels that are blending together. We got like a movement channel, we got like a jumping or airborne channel, we got like an action channel where you can punch. Like it, I don't like how robotic it looks, and that's one of the reasons I stopped working on this, because I wanted to learn inverse kinematics next, but I'm really bad at physics, so I need to just start at the simplest level. So I'm working in a 2D engine now, which I can show later. But here's the voxel world that we're drawing. We got 2 biomes, a forest and a stone biome. It's infinite, so we can just keep walking. It's kind of like Terraria, how you can snap to the top of the next block if you're colliding with it. Oh yeah, I changed the way that I draw. I have different modes of drawing the terrain, so it looks all messed up here. But this is just like raw 3D Perlin noise, or it's like a height map. I take a 2D texture of Perlin noise, and then I turn it into a height map for the voxels, but I can disable that if I select the right mode. Right here. Yeah, so it'll go back to normal soon. Yeah, just need to get over this little lip. So there's I've been working on it for 2 years. I started sometime in 2023 October, and I stopped sometime in August. But there's a bunch of systems. I started basically from scratch, knowing nothing, and here we are. 2 years later, I learned a lot. I'm way more competent now than I was beforehand, and I can basically write any system I would want given enough time. So I realized I don't really like the skeletal animation style. You know, it's like all snappy, and there's ways to smooth it and blend it together, and I was working on that, but I would rather have totally emergent animations, and so what I'm working on now is 2-dimensional physics, so I can scale it up to inverse kinematics. So this is the extent of the voxel engine. Like, I could finish it. Like, in a few more months, I could like add another little box guy, and I could add a basic AI system and simple combat, so I could make a little game out of this given a few more months of work. But I don't really need to release anything right now, so I'm just going to keep working and learning and trying to make interesting mechanics that I would enjoy. And so I realize that I'm only one guy, and working in 3D is completely ridiculous for one guy, so I'm reducing everything. I'm collapsing everything down to 2D, so it's way easier for me to develop and understand and eventually ship something. But this is what I've accomplished over the course of 2 years. There's a bunch of other systems, like a bunch of stuff that I won't even talk about right now. Like I wrote programming languages, I wrote like MP4 parsers, I wrote my own PNG parser. I wrote a bunch of stuff that you're not seeing here, but yeah, 2 years, and we got something cool like this. So I can talk more about it, but I'm probably over 5 minutes, so that's all I'll say, and thanks for watching. See you later.